What's up, guys? It's Brian from Ashra Hub. It's about 10 a.m. Eastern Time, February 2nd, 2018. We're coming to you with another trading video. This one's going to be on Litecoin. And yeah, I think just Litecoin, that's about it. So hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Would be greatly appreciated. We would thank you so much for that. And also, if you guys are on Steemit or DTube, would very much appreciate if you guys were to follow us there. Upvote, Resteem, would both greatly appreciated. So let's get right into it here. Litecoin sold off. We all know the whole market's selling off. You know, primarily based on Bitcoin, and the market sold off. The market sold off to this bottom of the wedge, similar to like what it was going on in Bitcoin. But we also have a support line right here too. That's about $120. So, there's two things going on here. It looks like the market was more interested in the bottom of the wedge than it was in this $120 support line. We also had the market stop off on its way down to these two lines that we drew right here. Now, sometimes, you have to be cognizant of what's going on a more of a granular basis with regards to a chart. So sometimes some people would only draw one line here, and I actually drew two lines. One of these lines is a Fibonacci line. I think it's like the 61.8% retracement, I believe, is one of these lines here. Is actually this line up here, and the bottom line is obviously the line that touches the bottom of this candle. So the bottom line is approximately $138, and this top line, which is the fib line, is about $143, $144. So the market respected actually both of these lines. Not only here, if you don't believe that the market respected the lines here, but you'll see it right here. I mean, look at this. It actually traded in between of them. This is a 4-hour chart. Let's look at a 1-hour chart. Actually traded in between them kind of, for a bit here. And yeah, I thought that was kind of cool just to mention. The market also, it seems to have abided by this dashed line. Again, why do I draw all of these lines? We're seeing one of the reasons right here. And this dashed line not only comes from the bottom here and the bottom here and the bottom here, these two bottoms here, but now it also, the market has respected it here on a few different occurrences. You see here, 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 and here, and then these two candles right here. So a lot going on here, kind of in the same place as the market was selling off. And the way I tend to picture this is some of these levels are like true hard levels where the market actually bounces off of. Other of these levels is kind of like the market like grasping. It's almost like if you're like falling out of a building and you're like grasping for air, or you're grasping for something to grab onto and you just end up just grasping air. It's kind of a similar feeling as the market's falling off here. It's just trying to grasp onto any support level here on the way down. And where do these support levels come from, really? I mean, if you look at sentiment, well, these support levels come from people actually having buy orders here, having limit buy orders here, or when the market comes down to this level, then they say, okay, it's retraced sufficiently enough, I'm going to purchase. And that's what creates all of this. And what does that translate to? This is called sentiment, and sentiment translates to a market, to translate to a page through these support and resistance lines and the chart patterns. So what happened? The market kind of bounced off this bottom wedge line right here, and it looks like it's creating what's considered kind of a bullish wick. Now, there's two ways to look at this. Well, there's many ways than two ways, but there's two ways that we're just speaking of right now. You have the wedge, which is the top line is this blue line, and the bottom is this blue line here. You also have this other wedge where you have this mustard line, which is the top of the wedge, and when you have the blue line down here, which is the bottom of it. Now, if you were to do the count based on this on this mustard line, we have an A, a B, a C, a D, and an E. Okay, it's not drawn here, but I just counted it out for you. All right. Another thing I want to mention is that we said a long time ago is that we have this A, B, and a C. And man, did we get hate mail over this, where we specifically said that this level right around here, about $117, is something that we are going to run into in the future. And wow, did we get a lot of I'll call it hate mail for that. And here we are. And a similar prediction was done on Bitcoin and a bunch of the other coins as well. So here we are. Now where are we going to go? The market may bounce from this level here. And if it bounces from this level here, at the very least, it has to make it to this top of the triangle. Now, these triangles don't have to terminate in an A, B, C, D, E, and I don't think they're actually going to. In particular, the mustard triangle. Maybe the larger triangle may terminate as an A, B, C, D, E. And if that's the case, we have A, B, C, and we have to make a D. And in order for the market to make a D, it has to go through quite a bit of resistance levels, to say the least. So there needs to truly be a lot of buy volume around. And one thing I'm noticing on Litecoin, which differs than Bitcoin, the sell volume was lower on a relative basis. It's lower here than it was here, and then it was anywhere around here. So that may be a good sign for Bitcoin, for Litecoin going forward. So I don't believe that the market's going to, another way to look at this is that this is an A, a B, and then we're going to have a large C. And the C would be 5 ways down. I think the probability of that is lessening as time goes on. If that were to happen, the first landing zone would be this zone right here of about $84. That's the first landing zone. If it's truly an ABC, as I mentioned, then $84 is probably going to be the low end of the range. It's probably going to go down a little bit lower than that if I do the Elliott wave count. But my true count is that we're probably going to have some sideways action here. The market's going to try to make its way back up, and it's going to run into a lot of resistance, and then we may have another fall down. Secondary is that the market's just recouping. It's taking a breath right here, and that it's then going to fall down further. We have to, in a similar fashion like Bitcoin, the market has to adhere to this bottom line. If it doesn't adhere to this bottom line, then we have other chart patterns that are coming to the forefront. And in particular, one of the leading one is this ABC. So ABC, as I mentioned. So we're going to leave it there right now. The only other thing I want to mention is a QQE indicator, which gave basically a sell signal right here, which is basically the top. And we're still it's still in that crossed over position as far as a sell signal right now. It is slowly getting tighter, as you can see right here, but it's still yet to cross over to the buy side. So let's leave it there for right now. We wish you guys a happy trading, and let us know if you have any questions, and we will speak to you soon.